Hey, good day, everybody. This is Dennis Woolman, the Active Trend Trader. Welcome to today's session of On the Radar. I've got 5 stocks that I'll be reviewing prior to the end of this video that provide basically, it'll be a rapid fire review. 5 stocks that are potentially set up as really solid targets of opportunity that you may want to add to your watch list. In addition, I'll show you a little tweak that may help you better time when you're jumping into the market. So with no further ado, let's jump into it. But remember, to get all the tips, you're going to have to watch it to the end. Let's go. All right, let's jump into the spiders, the S&P first. People ask me a lot of times, well, why do you do the spiders instead of SPX? Well, the spiders basically emulate SPX fairly well. I can jump over here to SPX, and I check this occasionally just to see, are they looking the same? And as you can see, yeah, basically they are. We've got on the SPX, we've got price action pushing back above the 50. That's a positive move, as you can see right there. And so what I'll do is I'll just double check back to the actual index itself to make sure that our candlesticks, make sure that the moving averages that are being hit with the ETF are similar, are very close to being the same. So as you can see, we're pushing on up again. Looks like we're going to get a close above the 50. That's a positive indication. The momentum indicators are swinging back up to the upside, so we break out past the high from 2.2, the 2nd of February. We could be on our way up to a fuller, a larger move. A really good way to take a look at that. How far might we go? Well, let's just grab the Fibonacci extension. And you can either go down to, this was the rally attempt that started several weeks ago on the 24th of January. Go up to that high here, click on that, back down to this low. That gives us an upside target of about, as you see here, about 48.24. That's 100% symmetric move of this low to that high. So oftentimes, people who trade the Fibonacci's will look at, well, what's this here? This is a 78% extension. As you can see, it hits almost exactly to this past high. So this portrays a pretty solid level of resistance somewhere between this number here, 47.44 and 48.24. So it may have free reign to run all the way up into that area. It also makes it where any kind of a pullback, like back into the midsection of the day's candle, or towards the bottom of it, or even the midsection of the gap up, could provide us a trigger or a bounce area to get into a longer term trade, to trade this on up to hit these higher levels over here. So let's take a look over at the spiders. Well, let's go ahead and look at NDX. NASDAQ. I like to trade the Qs. As you can see, right up against the 200-day moving average. Have not broken out yet, but it looks as if, like the S&P, that the momentum indicators on the weekly chart are starting to turn around. I recognize that we can't call the week, even though it's Wednesday, can't totally call the week until what? Until close of business on Friday. But it looks like they're wanting to turn around. At the same time, we have the daily momentum indicators cutting back up through the zero line. That's always a positive sign. I do want to go back over and look at the Qs. There we go, the Qs. One of the things that is of not major concern, but as you can see, the Qs really reflecting fairly well the same type of price pattern that the NASDAQ is showing, right up to the 200-day moving average. Has not broken above it yet, but still, I've done a similar type of extension from low high back to the pullback. It gives me a 100% target to the upside about 387. Look to your left. That runs into past levels of resistance where we sold from before. So look for any type of stalling action between 380 and 387. Look at the Russell, IWM reflecting the Russell. Let's take a look, a real quick look over at the Russell. We're going to do this rapid fire process. And you see, as we see, we are breaking up back above the 20-day moving average. That's positive. However, look where it may go, and just draw a line in here from. We still have this significant trend line, and there's the bill. Things looking okay. Yeah, things are finishing up at the high. So watch for price action to get back up into that trend line. It may not make it any higher than the 50-day moving average, perhaps. Back to the IWM. Now, as I was saying with the, all the indexes are showing something very similar. Declining volume. So we're having declining volume as price action goes up. Oftentimes that does not end well. It will basically flame out. Where might the Russell flame out? Well, look for this, getting back up into past levels of support, about the 210 level. As you can see, that swing low right there, and also that swing low. There's a little zone here, around 210 to probably 211, where prices may get to that point and stall out and fall. Positive sides about Russell, though, and IWM, is we are putting in it is back into a short-term uptrend. Okay, we took out higher low, and then a higher high today, and so it is in fact on a trek to be moving up. I had put in this one for you real quick. Let's just remove that real fast and throw on another fib here, fib extension. And again, doing the same thing. Back to there, back to there. That gives me a 100% extension up here to about 210, which we had called out earlier. And so anywhere in that box from the 1278 down to the 78, in that zone there may be where price action would slow and turn. If we get up to the 100% symmetric move, that also may be a trigger to pull back. And then you can throw another fib on it. How far is it going to pull back to? On this last go around, the fibs pulled back to almost exactly look at that. Stuck its nose below the 50% retracement and then rallied from there. So at this point, the Russell is obeying or at least respecting the Fibonacci's. And so at this particular point, it's too late to buy, and we're not in a place where we can get back and go short. The weeklies are starting to turn around very nicely, and it looks like it's getting back up into this, again, coinciding with this zone about the 209 to 210 level. That's the zone it worked in last year, and it may not get any higher than that and reverse and fall back down. But we'll keep our eye on that for the Russell. And one of the other things, as I mentioned, I used to be plagued with jumping on trades too early. I over-anticipated the reversal of my momentum indicators. One thing that I've been working with another trader, and he and I have been discussing that. He trades a similar system to mine. But he was talking about basically if you take your signal off of the daily chart, which is there, is make sure you wait for a completion of the momentum shift on the daily chart. And it's better to have a reversal candlestick to go with it. So that's one. Second thing he said is that if your longer term momentum indicators are still going down and they don't have to cross back up the upside, but at least they've slowed down and started to move back up. If they're still going down, it can cause a failure of your trade. And as we see here, where we bounce back up into this area here, you look over here on the weekly chart, we had what was called a bearish squeeze, where the TSI squeezed together, but then it failed right at the moving averages and dropped down below that. So that's an indication that this trade from 209 up to 225, yeah, that's $15. Excellent trade. However, the real setup there was the setup to the downside. It was a bearish setup. So just keep that in mind. So, hey, let's jump over and look at some stock here. I love looking at stock and got some really good ones to take a look at today. Let's take a look first at VRTX. VRTX, it basically is past earnings. VRTX spent most of 2021, or actually 20 and into 2021, going down. It broke back out of that, and now it seems to be back in a winning formation. Get rid of that real quick. Let's remove the Fibonacci. There we go. So what I'm looking for on VRTX is I'm looking for a pullback down towards this breakout area here, about the 234 level. It is finding support about the 238 level and 239. So that may be as far as it goes down. But let's keep our eye on this one and see if and then I like it somewhere between 239 all the way down to 234. So if you may want to put an alert at the 239 level, we get down into that side, have it send you a text message saying, hey, get ready to jump on a trade up to the upside. Have weekly options on this one. So there's a lot of different opportunities on VRTX. EOG. Again, EOG does have earnings coming up here on the 24th. That's a week and a half from now. Or is that next week? A week and a half from now, I think. Yeah. I'm looking for a pullback down into about the 107 level. However, the 110 level may be as far as it drops. And so I'll be keeping my eye on that. It again looks as if it wants to hold those levels. And I would like that, that was a past breakout area. I like it at the past breakout area. But I'll go ahead and put an alert about the 110 level, 110, 109.50. If I get to that and get an alert, I can take another look at the chart to see if EOG is ready to trade. Next. Bitcoin seems to be turning back around. Coin itself broke out of its downtrend line on at average volume, and so we have to watch it. The moving averages are starting to look like they want to cross back up. TSI crossed and has gone back above the negative 42 line and the 0 line. So this is telling us that we are going into a positive trend change on coin. The market forecast also, the longer term momentum indicator crossed above the 20 line. So once these things happen, I'll start looking for trading pullbacks into the moving averages. And I may have to go over to a intraday chart, and right down my intraday chart is basically looking pretty good for a potential move back down to about the 203 to 204 level. And so there's the 204 level right about there. And that's right at the 20-day moving average. And so I will alert there. Similar thing, if we close this week with a candlestick that looks a lot like that, which is a nice bullish type green candle, look for a pullback into the midsection of that candle, which will be at about the 205.60 level. Next. I'm going to save the last one. You're just going to go, I never thought of that on the last trade. Tesla's looking pretty good. It is It is slowly bending its moving averages back up to the upside. The momentum indicators, daily charts have fired to the upside on market forecast, bending up on the weeklies. Now, we're not out of the woods yet because we're not back above the 20-day moving average or the 50-day. However, price is, continuing to hammer its way up. We'll see what transpires. As long as, I'm sitting there looking I may get a pullback back down into the 900 level, and I would want to look at doing some kind of a bull put spread or a bull call spread on a situation like that. It does have, Tesla moves nicely, $25, $30, $40, $50 per day. And so the way I do my options on that is I target shoot. I'll lay in last week, I laid on the 2nd of February, I laid in, and which is here, I laid in as it dropped down below 900. I laid in a bull call spread, the 900 by 905. The thing that makes that really, and it was expiration in 18 February. And I'll tell you, one of the most boring things in the world is watching and I don't watch it, but waiting for theta to decay off of a big stock like Tesla, because I bought it for $2.40, which was a little bit better than a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. And even though I am now, $25, $27 in the money, the value, this is what's really funny, the value of my spread has only gotten up to $3.30. And so, again, we hit, once we hit Friday, it'll start coming in. But I like to take off my profits on my spreads when it hits 35 to 40% of max profit. I want to take some off. When I hit 60 to 70% of max profit, I'll take the rest of it off. And that way it helps me take my risk off the table. I do not hang on to that spread until expiration, because there's too many things that can go haywire, and they will treat you bad. They will have no respect for you whatsoever. Now, here's a little fun stock you may want to take a look at, and it is called Ford. Ford and Tesla are two, of course, auto stocks, but Ford has basically gotten past earnings, and we're getting some really nice double bottoms on the TSI as we came down, made a lower low here, but positive divergence on the slightly positive divergence on the daily TSI. I currently have had a 3-line cluster, which was yesterday. I get a move up today. So this is only about $1.50 spread from the low here, $17 up to $18.30-ish. So I'm looking for a potential of a couple of different trades on this. I can just buy the stock outright and buy enough shares to be able to do covered calls on it. That's one way to do it. Second way I can do it is I can go out actually all the way till January and buy, and I'll give you an idea how much that would be. If I buy an at the money or slightly in the money, where are we at? Yeah, so a $17 leap call. I could get that for $3.77. Now, and then I could either sell. I could sell then calls against that, or I could just do a spread and estimate my expected move between now and January is $8.70. So I could basically buy the $17 and go out here and maybe sell the 22. That's $3, or even the 25, which is $8 for $1.26. And as you can see, so I'd have about a little bit over $2 invested, and just throw it out there. If it comes in, great. If it doesn't come in, the risk is very measured and limited. So that basically covers it for today, guys. I hope you found that interesting. I hope that you also have time to connect with us on Friday. Friday is where I have modified the name of our How to Make Money Trading Stocks webinar that I do every Friday. And the name of that, because we want to focus on building wealth. And so it's Trade Your Way to Wealth and Financial Freedom. And it'll be every Friday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. So if you need an invite to that, you need to register with Active Trend Trading. It's part of our free service, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you're watching this on Instagram or on YouTube, just go to the link tree, and it'll basically show you exactly where to register. And also, it's down in the description. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy this. Again, 5 stocks, a tip, and what else could you ask for? So aloha, God bless everybody.